The first box says to place a check mark by the complete sentences and an X by the incomplete sentences. Sentence number 1 says Thanksgiving is celebrated in both the United States and Canada. Who can tell me, should sentence 1 get a check mark or should it get an X? What do I need for sentence 1? A check mark or an X? Kylie, what do you say?
A check mark.
A check mark. If I check it with I believe that Thanksgiving is celebrated in both the United States and Canada. Sentence makes perfect sense altogether, so it's a complete sentence. Sentence 2. Turkey, stuffing, and mashed potatoes on dinner tables across both countries. Should sentence 2 get a check mark, or should sentence 2 get an X? Noah, what do you think? Check mark or X? An X. Even though sentence 2 is not a short sentence, it is not a complete sentence. If I check it with I believe that turkey stuffing and mashed potatoes on dinner tables across both countries. Doesn't make sense. They're not telling us what about the turkey, the stuffing, and the mashed potatoes. What's happening to them or what are they doing? Sentence 3. After dinner, games, going for walks, and watching football with friends and families. After dinner, games, going for walks, and watching football with friends and family. Should sentence 3 get a check mark or should sentence 3 get an X? What do you think, Violet?
An X.
An X. Again, just like sentence 2, even though it's a longer sentence, that doesn't mean that it's complete. If I check it, I believe that after dinner, games, going for walks, and watching football with friends and families. Doesn't make sense. There's something missing there. What happens after those? Okay, this next box was a little bit different than how it was in the previous days. This time, they give us a simile, and they want us to circle the two things that they are comparing. Simile. So remember, a simile is whenever you compare two different things and you use the word like or you use the word as. Like if you say, in the mornings, my sister is as grumpy as a bear. You're comparing your sister and the bear by showing how grumpy she is. Some people, when they wake up, are very, very grumpy. They are not more than. Sentence number 1 says, David's turkey drumstick was as big as a bat. What are the two things that they're comparing in sentence number 1? What two things are they comparing? Alexa?
Which one are we on?
Sentence number 1. David's turkey drumstick was as big as a bat.
They're comparing a turkey drumstick as a bat.
A turkey drumstick and a bat. And when they say bat, they don't mean the animal, not the flying kind of bat. They mean the baseball kind of bat. They're saying when he picked up the turkey drumstick that it looked like he was holding a bat because it was so big. Sentence 2. Grandma's pumpkin pie was as smooth as silk. What are the two things that they're comparing in that sentence? Kylie, what are they comparing in that sentence?
Pumpkin pie and silk.
Pumpkin pie and silk. Who knows what silk is? What is silk? Violet? What's silk?
It's a type of fabric.
It's a type of fabric. People use it a lot for things that they want to be comfortable, or they use it a lot for like very fancy clothes that people have, fancy dresses or suits that they want to wear to special occasions. Silk has a very, very smooth feel to it. That's one of the reasons why they use it for something fancy, is that it looks very, very nice. It can look very like shiny. It feels very nice, but it's also something that you have to be very careful with. You don't want it to get too dirty or anything like that. You got to take care of it. So they're saying that That's how smooth Grandma's pumpkin pie was, that it was smooth like a piece of silk. Number 3, everyone at the table laughed like hyenas. Everyone at the table laughed like hyenas. What are the two things that they're comparing in that sentence? Kylie? What are they comparing, Kylie?
Is it everyone and hyenas?
Everyone and hyenas. So they're saying they're all laughing like hyenas. And sentence 4, I felt stuffed like a turkey when I was finished eating. What are the two things they're comparing? I felt stuffed like a turkey when I was finished eating. Jadine?
Stuffed and turkey.
Turkey's one of them, but the other one is not stuffed. Turkey is one of the things they're comparing, but what's the other thing? What are they saying is like a turkey?
The person?
The person. I was stuffed like a turkey. So stuffed, in this case, is just how are they the same? Because usually or a lot of times when people have Thanksgiving and they make a turkey, they stuff the turkey, right? They put stuff inside of it. And they're saying that this person, after they finished eating all their food, that's how they felt. They felt like they were stuffed full of food. Which I guess is pretty accurate. I mean, after Thanksgiving, a lot of people are stuffed full of food. Okay, our sentence. My Aunt Sophie brought delicious dinner rolls, sugary pecan pies, and mashed potatoes. There's a few mistakes in this sentence here. My Aunt Sophie brought delicious dinner rolls, sugary pecan pies, and mashed potatoes. What is one mistake that they have in this sentence? Something that they didn't find or didn't fix. Alexa, you see something? Okay,
I think whenever you're making like a list of something, you can put a comma.
Okay, so where should the comma go?
One should go next to rows
Mm-hmm.
and pies.
So one after rolls, one after pies. Perfect, because they made a list of the different things that their aunt brought. Dinner rolls is one, pecan pies is the second one, mashed potatoes is the third. Once we get to 3 things, that's when we need to make sure we put the commas. So very good, we're missing some commas there. What's another mistake that they have in this sentence? Because the commas aren't the only things that they messed up on. Jada, did you see something besides the commas? What else besides the commas, Jada? So the M in my needs to be capitalized, and you're right, the A in aunt needs to be capitalized. So the M in my needs to be capitalized. It's the very beginning of the sentence. It's okay. And the A in aunt needs to be capitalized as well. Okay, so we found some more mistakes. Let's see. We found the M, we found the A, found the commas. We're missing 3 more things. So 3 more mistakes. 1 punctuation, 1 spelling, 1 capitalization. Bailey, you see one of the 3 mistakes missing?
You need a period at the end of the sentence.
I need a period at the end of the sentence. All right, there's 1 mistake down. Now I have a spelling and a capitalization mistake left. Nikai, you see one of the other mistakes? What's another mistake, Nikai?
The Sophia needs to have a capital S.
Sophie needs to have a capital S. When they say her name this time, normally we've talked before about words like aunt and uncle and grandma and grandpa. And we say normally, if you have the word my in front of them, you don't capitalize them. But the way they're using it here, they don't just say my aunt, they say my aunt Sophie, like it's all part of one name. Because of that, aunt needs to be capitalized and Sophie needs to be capitalized. So good catch, Nakai. There's still one mistake in that sentence. The last mistake is a spelling mistake. What's the spelling mistake? Which word did they mess up on? Jadine?
Sorry, again.
Which word, what's the last mistake in the sentence?
Did you say the periods?
Yeah, we said the period at the end.
Does everything, like all the things, have the commas? Like the list, doesn't it have to be capitalized?
No, when you make a list and you have the commas to separate them, unless it's a list of names, like if I said Ezekiel, Jada, Jadine, Jaylene, then I capitalize them. But I don't just capitalize them because they're in a list. I have to capitalize them because they're names.
I think I know.
Okay, what is it?
Between the list, no, between dinner and rolls, is there supposed to be a comma?
No, because when they say dinner rolls, they're telling you that that's the name of one thing. The commas, we already put them in the right places. We put them after rolls and after pies. So
I don't know.
there's only one mistake left. It's a spelling one. Who can find the spelling mistake? Kaylee? Do you see the mistake, Kaylee? What's the word that they didn't spell correctly? Mm-hmm. You are my one and only Kaylee.
I thought you said Bailey.
Oh no, Kaylee.
Potatoes. There's supposed to be an E between the O and the S.
Perfect. Potatoes. I need an E between the O and the S. So now that we found all of our mistakes, let's go ahead and write our sentence correctly. Capital. My. Capital. Aunt. Capital. Sophie. Brought. Delicious. Dinner rolls, comma. Sugary. Pecan pies, comma. And mashed potatoes. And then, like you said, Kaylee, I need to make sure that at the end I have an E before the S. Okay. The next box. We have a few words. And what we're going to do is we're going to write down the plural form of those words. So the first word is calf. If it's just one, then we say calf. But how would I spell it, or how should I spell it if there's more than one? Jaylene?
Calves.
And how would I spell it?
CALVES.
Very good. I have to remember that when I have a word that ends with an F or an FE, that I can't just put an S. I have to change the F to a V and then add ES. Okay, the next one is wolf. If I have one, it's a wolf. But if there's three, it's not wolf anymore. It's what? Nakai.
Wolves.
And how do I spell that?
WOLVES.
Very, very good. What about elf? If it's just one, it's an elf. But if there's, I don't know, 10? Violet?
Elf.
Okay, and how do I spell it?
ELVES.
Very good. That's a good one to know because it's going to be Christmas soon. We need to know how to spell elves. What about wife? If there's one, it's wife. There's more than one. Jadine, how would I spell it?
WIFIES.
Close. Go again, slower.
WIFIES.
Take a look at what we did on the other words. Calf, change to calves. Wolf, change to wolves. Elf, change to elves. How do you think wife is going to change?
Oh, WIVIES.
You don't need the second I. Look at all the other ones. We didn't have to add any other I's. All we add is the V, the E, and the S. So here, we don't even have to add the E. The E's already here. We just change the F to a V, put the E, and then add an N. So the other I, we don't need that one.
Okay.
Okay, last box. They give us a sentence and they're asking us what's wrong with it. Everyone enjoyed Thanksgiving dinner at Grandma's house, from the childs to the adults. A says change grandmas to grandmas. Grandmas to grandmas. That sounds the same. What's different? Grandmas to grandmas. Jada, what's different? What's different with the grandmas and grandmas? You're right. The G is not capitalized on the second one. So they're trying to make it a lowercase grandma. Okay, what about B? Change grandmas to grandmas. Grandmas. What's different there? Because that one sounds the same too. Okay? What's different in that one?
It's because the apostrophe isn't in the second one.
There's no apostrophe in the second one. It's a good catch, Nakai. C says change childs to children. Okay. D says that you don't need a change. The sentence is perfect the way it is. Which one do we think is the best answer choice for today? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? Violet, what do you say? What's your choice for today?
I think it's C.
Okay. Why do you think we need to change childs to children?
Because childs does not make sense in that sentence. You need children.
Very, very good choice, Violet. Childs only makes sense if you're saying that something belongs to the child. Like if you said child's toothbrush, because the toothbrush belongs to the child. But if that's the case, you would have an apostrophe. Whenever there's more than one child, it's not child with an S, the word changes to children. It's one of those irregular plural words that when it becomes plural, it doesn't follow the normal rules. It changes to a different word. So very, very good choice. Our answer should have been C. So here's our whole page. This is what everything should look like. If there's anything that we need to fix or that we need to change, go ahead and do that now.